Tick-tock, I'm a ticking time bomb. Guess I needed a shoulder to cry on. I saw you tryna pull up a firearm, a firearm. I know that we're dying, and the day's getting colder, and I'm already done. But I fight till it's over. You were there from the start, and I know you love her. It's a perfect circle. I'm black and purple. I'm overanalyzing your poetry, wondering if you could say no to me. It's heavier than I thought to carry. Come and get my money, take my body, take my bed. Just give me something to forget. All the things we should have said, all the voices in my head, they get louder and louder until we're both someone to forget. Someone to forget. Just give me something to forget. All the things we should have said, all the voices in my head, they get louder and louder until we're both someone to forget. Someone to forget. Until we're both someone to forget. Sure, this is superficial nemesis of the mind. I think we've both been wearing it over time, and the feeling of time that's come back and I'm falling behind. Baby, companionship and ceasefires the same. Should have protected and I didn't love this pain, but I held you so close in vain. Come and get my money, take my body, take my breath. Give me something to forget. All the things we should have said, all the voices in my head, they get louder until we're both someone to forget. Come and get my money, come and get my money, take my body, take my breath. Things we should have said, all the voices in my head, they get louder until we're both someone to forget. Someone to forget. Quantum level. Here we go. Quantum level.
This sounds so cool. At least for those of us that like bass and dubstep, but we're gonna go into some other dubstep. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start the show. Yes! Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I say every episode, you are now in the presence of nerdiness. You are now watching Distance Nerding. And boy, are we here to nerd together. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready for some fun. Are you guys ready for some fun?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And look, Fours is here on time to do ad plugs. You know it's a
Wait,
good...
there's a Fours now?
There's a fourth, and he is Fours.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he is Cam the DM.
He is the Husbeard Graveyard.
And that is the clean-shaven Fours back in Florida.
And that is the spectacular Sergeant Sexy Young Phil.
Oh, man. Again, I was never a sergeant. I was a specialist, man. So
Specialist Sexy Young Phil.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are here to nerd together. And this is the show where they don't have to say it with me. So,
Yeah.
Say what now?
what? I was supposed to
We're
say
here to nerd
something?
together.
We're here to nerd together.
Nerd together.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are here. We are here. We are here to have some fun. Before we jump into everything, let's go right into this because I want to start building, but let's go right into this. And I want to get our guest on here because I don't want to waste his time either. But ladies and gentlemen, before we do anything, of course, we got to talk about keeping the lights on. We got to talk about what continues to do the show and bring us the show. Before I do say what it is, hold on, I got to put something above Graveyard's head real quick. Where is it? There it is, right there. Boom. Oh, to the side of his head. All right. That works. Ladies and gentlemen, this stream is powered by Poddex. Poddex are a unique interview episode question and starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you are a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddex.com. The guys, use that code nerding10 and get 10% off your order. It is completely worth it. We use it on pretty much every interview that we do, and we use it on all the live events, which we're going to be talking about here in a moment. We use this when we do interviews on the show. Husbeard over here, guys. Look at this. Hold on. Hold on. It didn't let me do it. Hold on. Let me. So here, check out what Husbeard has in his hands right there. Yes, he has got Poddex in his hand. Ladies and gentlemen, we do use the Poddex. It is something that we use on our shows, on the shows that we do. Of course, Graveyard's got a new show coming out pretty soon that's going to be using it. And of course, again, we anyone that we come across, we spread the good word of the Poddex. So, ladies and gentlemen, get you some Poddex. Head over to poddex.com. Use the code nerding10. You get 10% off. Actually, funny enough, I'm also wearing a Poddex shirt right now. I actually was not even thinking about this.
I wore a shirt for you.
Yes. Yes.
See, I'm getting brownie points with the special guest.
Oh man, you guys are. I'm kind of turned on right now. I'm gonna continue going on because if the stream is powered by Poddex, Fours, let them know what we're powered by.
We are powered by this nerd appreciation shout out to Dubby.
Oh, wait, I've got it. I've actually got that on here. Oh.
There it is.
Had the volume all the way down, so it's like useless.
Love it. Dubby is an emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. There is no maltodextrin, sugar, fillers, artificial colors, or dyes, and this stuff is keto friendly. Dubby contains Neurofactor. It's a nootropic derived from the coffee fruit. So Neurofactor helps give your brain focus and clarity, while the 150 milligrams of caffeine and the 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. You can find out more at dubby.gg. Master, are you with us? Hell yeah, I'm with you people. I'm powered by Dubby and Porno Bags, and that's how I roll, baby. Use code NERDY10 for 10% off at your checkout. Woohoo! Back to you fantastically beautiful bearded and one not bearded young people.
God, Roshi is.
Oh, and to make
The
it
Rock
even
sucks,
better,
the Rock sucks, the Rock sucks. just to get
in
that
case
out of
you
the
didn't
way.
know, Master Roshi, he's also known as Jackie Chun. Woo!
Oh, right, he was Jackie Chun. Oh, oh man, we are off the rails more than we normally are for this
Hopeless.
show.
The word is hopeless.
We are
Hopeless.
That is true. Ladies and
When are we
gentlemen,
not hopeless.
you're not wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, Graveyard, that's a lie. I just saw you. You are not the anti-thirst trap. That beard attracts all of the water, sir.
It's so much beard that I had to sacrifice mine.
Yeah, exactly.
But thank God I did, because that 17 pounds I lost in California is 20 today.
Whew, you are getting it down. This guy's gonna have a 6-pack soon. It's gonna happen. Ladies and gentlemen, get it. We are bringing on a frequent guest with this gentleman. Every time he comes on, he's a pleasure. And he's here to talk about the latest Colossus Girl show that we are going to be getting ready to do here in a couple of weeks. Powerhouse Comic-Con. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on to the show once again the one, the amazing Dave Haworth from Colossus Girl.
Thank you.
What's up, Dave?
Hey. How's it going?
Always good, man. How are you?
Good. Hanging in there, Had a hockey game yesterday. Saw Cam there.
Oh, yeah.
With his lovely shirt. And it's been good. I've been on the show a lot, and I don't even know what like the rating is. Like, is it like PG-13? Is it like R? Still trying to
So
figure it
the
out.
Thursday show is fairly rated R.
Mhm.
We try to keep it family friendly as much as possible, but hey, things slip, man. So I mean,
We do.
Well,
Don't stop.
I had an issue today, and I ended up getting my finger stuck in the car door, and my finger ended up throbbing and huge, and from the car door slamming on my finger. So I decided to stick my penis in there. So that's my complication for the day. So
that is definitely a way to engorge yourself.
yeah, I don't know how many people got that, but
Oh yeah.
I'm in a freaky mood tonight.
I see that.
Yeah, it's all good though. With the week, just about a week before Powerhouse Comic-Con, sometimes you get a little crazy answering a lot of emails. So,
Yeah.
I'm allowed that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the kit that I'm building this week, you guys see this nice Adidas shoebox right here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking Lego kit.
Well, okay then.
I mean, to go with that, you need to get manufacturings of corn to put next to it.
You know what's funny is immediately right off the bat there was a sex joke that was made, and I almost thought about like just putting on the screen all day. I dream
Hold
about
the hell on.
Well, Phil, I have to tell you that many people have asked me, how come you're not in the arcade doing the interviews anymore? And, I've decided, to be more credible, that I want to look like those people on Fox News or CNN where they're sitting in a room with a bunch of books behind them. So,
right. Hold on. You guys
New
see
look.
Force's shoe?
Yeah.
The exact
Yep.
shoe I'm building.
These are my Scott Pilgrim shoes, by the way.
Okay,
Wow.
so already automatically I love this because once you open up the kit, there's the Adidas symbol in Lego, but then it's got the paper, the tissue paper. Like this is there's so many Easter eggs in this kit. It's ridiculous, and I love it.
Man. So the 20th is the Comic-Con, right?
that's correct. In Pleasanton, California, Alameda County. And, you have to make it out there. I'm telling you right now, it's really the only true blue Comic-Con in Northern California at this point. I mean, with everything that's going on in the comic book industry and with conventions, and especially after the pandemic. So you definitely want to come out and like young Phil knows, of course, that, if you want to see an actor, you got to come out because we only have him one time. And David Faustino said this will probably be the last time he's going to come out to Northern California.
Oh no way!
So if you want to see Bud Bundy, you've got to come out for sure. And you have Tracy Gold from Growing Pains. She never does events, so it's kind of a coup to get her out of her house, and she'll be coming out. And I think just about everyone in the '80s kind of had a crush on her. You know what I mean? So. You want to come out and meet your kid crush or whatever when you were a kid, you got to come out to Powerhouse. And
Right.
we have Elise Bauman, who I know none of you have met yet, but you'll be seeing her maybe a couple more times, in other shows that we have. She is a wonderful, good-looking lady there who was in Dragon Ball Z. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I do have to say one thing though. Cam has to work on his background. I mean, that's really crazy background.
I know. I haven't been able to build a Funko wall in here yet.
He did that all in Microsoft Paint. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you did in Microsoft Paint. Look at that.
What would you call that look, Kim?
I gotta ask.
I'm in the storage room.
The storage room look. Hey, that's.
I gotta ask you. Did Clippy help you with that?
No. I banished Clippy.
You should have had him help.
I probably should have.
So yeah, Dave, tell us more. So with the guests that we have and everything like that, tell everybody about kind of not just the guests, but kind of the events that are going on within the show and kind of like, performances as well as what films, because I know you usually have a film room at Powerhouse. So like what is going to be playing and everything like that. Just kind of like what features do you have going on at the show?
Well, I'll tell you one thing about doing events in California specifically is the venue will always surprise you with last minute changes, and state governments always have last minute changes. So this year we don't have the usual movie room that we've had for the last 6 years because they are completely cutting off the balcony area.
Oh, what?
So there'll be no balcony area, but we have a second building, so it'll be much larger than last year for sure. And we're going to open up with the U.S. Army band locally, local U.S. Army band, which is really cool. They're actually opening up for distance nerding. You know what I mean? So you get a band playing before you guys get to start, so which is fantastic. And had
we known, I would have given them the sheet music to our theme song.
Yeah. and you know us, we're always supportive of our men and women in the armed forces. With vet ticks, we always give a certain amount of tickets out for free so veterans can enjoy all of our events. And we always have pretty much all the branches have been to our shows, with tables, with recruiting and information. So that's really good. And, and all the great panels, of course, hosted by Distance Nerding. People who are here listening to the podcast or maybe, later on YouTube, comment about, why Distance Nerding has done such a great job. I mean, we've been doing conventions since 2014, and we've had 3 podcasts hosting panels, and Distance Nerding this year clears the hurdle of the longest running podcast to be hosting panels for Powerhouse or any of the other conventions. So, that's a major, I think, milestone, just not for us, but for Distance Nerding, because a lot of podcasts don't stick around. You know what I mean? And this has been a very solid podcast where people who love pop culture can get all their pop culture information, So, and it's a fun show, of course. So enough of kissing your ass. But anyway,
we are completely honored that you allow us to continue to do this. And it's a big deal for us too, man. So, I mean, we appreciate just you guys giving us the chance and taking the leap with us, and and us just continuing with this partnership. So
right, and we like to bring people along and build bridges, not burn them, and have bring opportunities and so forth to everybody. And Cobalt's Keep, I don't know if you know them. They've been at, I think, of the last 3 Powerhouses, and they were at Silver Age Comic Con last year. They're going to be running our game room. So people bring your Pokemon Magic decks, bring, your Marvel game decks. All that's going to be happening. Tournaments, prizes to win in the gaming area. And then, we're going to have classic video games in-house, the Punisher, X-Men versus Street Fighter. So you'll be able to play all those games too. And, the thing is with Powerhouse Comic Con, it's just not a vending hall. there are so many things to do, and we're going to have LARPing, which is going to be fun. There's going to be sword fighting demonstrations. So, when you're coming to Powerhouse, it's just not only a vendor room, but so much more entertainment going on. And, parents can just leave your kids there and have a great time.
Yeah, and the LARPing stuff, that's put on by our friends at Twilight Nights, right?
That's Marina's department, so she would know who they are. Yeah. I mean, I only handle special guests. Most of the vendors and fan groups and what have you, I don't know. Unfortunately, she would be able to answer that more. But since I have a bigger mouth than she does, I'm the one doing the podcast and all the other stuff. So
right.
Well, Phil, it sounds like since when's the disciplinary plan coming to get me and my family to come to this for next week?
I mean, the plane is on its way. So you should see that within like the next few days.
Okay.
Where are you?
Chicago.
Well, I'll tell you, we've flown people from Chicago there. In fact, we got a Chicagoan coming to Silver Age this year. But I mean, if you were a hot brunette, I would probably fly you in for free, but
the beard's not good enough. Oh, see,
no, Graveyard. The beard will only get you to Idaho.
Okay.
So true. It's funny. Yeah. Gentle Ben. Was that the show? Gentle Ben.
I think so.
Or Jeremiah Johnson. Yeah, that's that's Idaho in a nutshell. Yeah. But this is the 7th year for Powerhouse, and it's a great family-friendly event for everybody. We're inclusive. Everyone is accepted, and it has brought in a lot of milestones. I remember when we were doing mascots for all our events, and we were creating Powerhouse. Chris Marinan from Marvel DC Comics and myself, we were creating this character, and it's in Pleasanton, California, and we wanted a little diversity, in our mascots. And people were telling us that's not going to fly. It's not going to fly. But you know what? Having Powerhouse is a Black American representing our shows has done so much to the community in such a positive light. And many people from all over the Bay Area really appreciate that, because it's the only convention with a Black mascot, and we always say that there should always be more of that. And for some reason, it just doesn't happen. But Powerhouse is the standard bearer for that, and represents a lot of people in the Bay Area. And when people come to the show, they say, "This is our show. Because of Powerhouse." So when you have a character representing a show, it does say a lot about the event and the people you embrace.
Yeah, and Powerhouse is a pretty dope ass character too. So I mean, the new picture that you guys just put out, there's like a really I put it in our promo for this, but like the latest artist rendering, it's like a really detailed artist rendering. Dude, he looks so dope in that.
Is that the James Pasco?
Yes, the James Pasco one. Isn't that supposed to be he's supposed to be doing prints for this show, right?
Right. Yeah, that is really, really artsy, man. I saw that and I go, wow, that just blew me away, because you just center right into it, and Walden Wong, of course, has an amazing exclusive as well. All these exclusives, you people definitely get your tickets online, because you're going to be saving money. They're all discounted online. And when you get your advanced tickets, you have an opportunity to get these free exclusive posters that you cannot get at the door if you're paying at the door, because these posters are only for people who bought tickets online. So when you, for example, get a Walden Wong poster, you get that poster, it's exclusive, only at Powerhouse, and you can go to Walden Wong's table and he'll sign it.
And
You
Walden
know,
Wong is a big deal for me because he's a big Deadpool artist, and we all know I'm a
right,
giant Deadpool fan. So
You
right,
are?
and we've had people like get a exclusive Powerhouse poster. They go, "I own a bar. It's going right over the bar." You know what I mean? So, so because they're all badass exclusives, and you know, the Walden Wong poster is Walden Wong had done Powerhouse versus Power Man Luke Cage.
yeah,
Oh,
So that's pretty dope. And Luke Cage is in his traditional, you know,
right.
his very first costume, and it looks badass for sure. Of course, Powerhouse would win that fight, I think. And then you know, I don't know how if any of you have read the comic books, but you know, we're the only Comic Con with our own comic. Still, we're the only ones, and I'm surprised at that.
yeah.
But you know, if you pick up the comic book, you know, all the artists are going to be there who do the comic book. You get those signed for free. A lot of free autographs there. And I don't know if you guys have read any of the issues, but you know, the first 100 people get a free comic book, get a free issue. And I know there are people who collect them. So we're on our 5th one right now. So yeah.
Nice.
Have you read any of them?
No, I haven't, not yet. I'm so far behind my nerdom. It's embarrassing sometimes. I really am. But I'm hoping that maybe young Phil or Jaimez can get me a poster and get it signed and send it to me.
So I read one, the one that we got at Gem State last year. But it's like we never get there early enough to actually get a book because they're always gone by the time we get there. And it's like, you know, like we want the books, like, definitely do. It's just we haven't been able to get them, and I know a lot of those are like, you know, con exclusive. So it's like, damn it.
Right, and you know, this issue for this year, if you really read in depth in the stories of the comic books, you'll see that a lot of what goes on in the comic books similarly happens in real life to our conventions. And you know, the characters represent different things that we go through. And you know, it's very interesting. And if you read the issue this year, and if you read what happens to Captain California from California Republic Comic Con, you know, it's kind of mind blowing a little bit. So I'll try to get you some free copies at Powerhouse.
Yes, please, because I need to like read all of them and get caught up in the entire story.
Yeah, well, you know, we've been fortunate. You know, we've had Chris Marinan, Marvel DC, do a lot of stuff, and Walden Wong, a lot of Marvel DC artists work on the books, and you know, we've been fortunate that we can be able to do that.
Yeah, Walden Wong, man. I met him. First time I met him was a couple years ago. I didn't get the chance to interview him because we were still with Hardly Heroes, and I wasn't on the mic at that time. But like,
Right.
you know, just Walden Wong was one of those guys that hit me kind of big because he was a Deadpool artist, and then just seeing everything else that he does, and then us following him on Instagram and whatnot. Like, yeah, he's something else, man.
You know, I'm trying to bring Walden Wong to, like, you know, other states, but he's so busy that he can't be away from his office for a long period of time. You know, he's just always busy working for Marvel.
Right.
He's still doing it to this day, you know. And you know, you don't find too many artists at conventions who are still working for Marvel or DC. A lot of them are, you know, people who used to work for them.
Right.
So
he's primarily an inker, so he's kind of like doing that a lot.
Right. So, you know, to be able to talk to someone who actually is working for him at this point is kind of special.
Right.
And then we have all the usual suspect artists, you know. So you know, if people are always interested in what artists are going to be there and what have you, you want to definitely go to powerhousecomiccon.com and then also get your tickets there too. I mean, and you have to understand that, you know, we look at each one of our shows as a historical moment, you know, and if you want to make history, you got to come to Powerhouse and definitely see all these actors and all the vendors too. This is probably the biggest year at Powerhouse for the most comic book vendors. It's huge. And retro toys, it's huge this year. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden comic book dealers and retro toy dealers just came out of the woodwork for Powerhouse. And that's bad for me because it's bad for my pocketbook, you know. I love retro toys, and I'm always buying comic books. I mean, last year at Powerhouse, I bought like $300 worth of comic books. So
you guys also have a memorabilia store in Boise, right?
We do, yeah. So, you know, if you want to come to our store in Boise, Idaho, I always say when you go there, every day is a convention. You know, all the stuff is there. I'm hoping to get a much larger location, and what I'll do is I'll have events. You know, bring guests and so forth.
Yeah.
To the shop, but you know, and do special things like that.
Well, I've been to a shop. I know how tiny it is.
He's like, yes, I can go to those.
The tiniest shop in the world with the largest selection. Our shop has the largest selection of Funko's heavy metal magazines, which is one of my favorites because I'm a bit of a perv, and you know, and anime stuff than any place in Star Wars figures out of any place in the States. So, you know, you walk in there and it was like, boom, it's like a TARDIS. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Every time I go in, I wave at your little camera.
You always look at that, and I'm at home watching you saying, "Oh, look, there's Cam."
Yep.
There's Cam on the cam.
It's already looking like a shoe.
Wow. So, you know, so you said this is the 7th year. So obviously you had not been there for a couple years because of COVID, right?
Yeah, only for 1 year.
Only for 1 year?
Just in 2020. That was the hardest time for us because, you know, you're doing 6 shows, and every week you're talking to government officials or venue officials, getting updates, and you know, it was a full-time job. You know, it was, and hopefully we'll never have to deal with that again. And you know, I was got 2 shots, got a boost, you know, and everything just so I could do events. And after having all those shots, I still got COVID twice afterwards. So, but it's better that I got it with the shot than I did without it. You know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to be vaccinated, and you know, I definitely support that, and because it's all about saving lives.
Right.
Now, do you so with that 1 year off, you know, were you bigger crowd the following year when you came back?
It's, you know, it's interesting. When we came back in 2021, yeah, it was a good crowd, and people would thank us, you know, for doing it, because you had people who were locked indoors that, you know, they didn't go out, you know, and they were glad to be able to go out and do something again, and to be able to partake in the pop culture community that, you know, we have in Northern California. So to them it was special, and we had parents that said, you know, my kids haven't seen their friends in over a year, and this is the first time they saw each other again was at Powerhouse Comic-Con. You know, and those things are special.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you can't please all the people all the time, but you know, for the people who showed up, yeah, it was a lot of people, and they really embraced things coming back and opening up again.
Nice. I like to hear stuff like that. You know, I don't go to many cons myself, and then that's changing in the past year when I started the podcast and started here. But you know, I'm definitely interested in going more, especially in my area. I'd love to get out to California, like this man below me did a couple of weeks ago.
Me too.
But I mean, I just, you know, on the event, do you see a lot of more cosplay in the past couple of years? Because it seems to be becoming a bigger and bigger thing.
That's interesting that you say that. Um, we embrace cosplayers. I believe cosplay is the cornerstone of any convention.
Mhm.
Um, but after COVID, at least from my experience, the cosplay has dropped off considerably in California.
Hmm.
Um, but it has really taken off in other states. Like Idaho has, wow, the cosplay community in Idaho, I've never seen anything like it. It's off the hook.
It's a
Um,
great community here.
yeah, in California, it's really slowed down quite a bit.
Hmm.
We used to get up to maybe 40 cosplayers sending in guest requests to be a special guest.
Wow.
The last couple of years, it's gone down to like 10. So,
Wow.
it's a huge difference. And I don't know if people are just moving out of the area or what the situations are. Things happen in life.
Yeah.
Doing shows since 2014, we've noticed that, a complete 100% rotation of, like, let's say vendors, volunteers, attendees. It's a 5-year rotation where the first show you did, and then 5 years after that, the 5th anniversary, 95% of the vendors are different. 95% of the attendees are different. Almost all the cosplayers are new people. I mean, there's such a high rotation. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's because people move.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, they go to their local Comic Cons or their conventions. A lot of them will not travel more than 50 miles to a show unless you're someone like San Diego Comic Con or what's the one out there, the other one they have out there, WonderCon, or something like that. For me personally, I fly out to Gallifrey 1 every year. It's something I've been doing for almost 30 years, and it's kind of my personal tradition. So I'll fly out to that. But most people, they stick pretty much to their community shows.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, when you have a lot of people moving, you have a high rotation, and that's even in podcasts. I mean, like I said earlier, in 10 years, 3 podcasts, that's just about right for rotations,
Yeah, but they say for podcasts too, it's like most shows don't make it past 10 episodes, right? And it's like, if you make it past 10 episodes, then they say that, you have a high chance of continuing on. I mean, our biggest thing, and we've said it multiple times on the show, that the day we stop doing this podcast is the day we're not having fun anymore, right? And it's kind of like, we're still having fun, like we're still we continue to have more fun, and it becomes more and more fun. And you're doing shows with you guys just up that fun factor for us. Gem State last year was where we first realized that we could like do a whole hour and just give away prizes and have fun and just kind of do stuff. It just elevated everything that we do at live events. And again, we've been free to experiment because of Colossus Girl. So again, we thank you, man.
Right. And we like doing all we can. And what I like is I was tuning in last night and watching your show with David Chung,
Yes.
and watching that interview. And David is an amazing guy.
Yeah.
And sometimes you become friends with these actors, and sometimes you don't. And David is one of those guys where I can call that he's my friend.
Same here. I basically every other day I'm talking to him on WhatsApp.
Yeah, he very likable personality, a great guy,
really cool guy.
Right, and we hit it off right away. So, and he's a great guy, and those are the type of people we like to bring to the show as guests, and who are proactive, who want to meet the fans, and David Faustino, that's going to be at Powerhouse. He did a video for us, and he was hilarious. If you have not seen that video, check it out. He did a promo video for us, and one of our employees said, "Hey, are you going to ask David to redo the video?" I said, why? And she was like, I think he's drunk. And I said, no. If you listen to what he's saying, it's written out script. It's a written out script. He's doing it on purpose. He's funny. He's being a comedian, and he's through that video, he's telling people, hey, let's get funky and funny and hilarious, at Powerhouse Comic-Con, which is amazing because he's not going to be there just signing autographs. He's really going to be interacting with fans. Hey, if you bring some friends and you dress up like Al Bundy and he'll take photos with you. Trust me, he'll friggin' love it. And I know that you guys are really always looking at the panels,
right?
And he's not slated for a panel, but something we don't have on there because we do surprises all the time is he'll probably end up joining Tracy Gold on stage anyway.
Yes.
So things like that we like to keep some surprises.
So we will make sure that we have stuff written just in case.
Right, and also David Diaria is going to be there. Bozo the Clown.
Yes, Joey Diaria. He was on the show. What was it, 2-3 weeks ago?
I watched it.
And again, that was a big deal specifically for Grave because Grave is from that area. Grave was that. Joey was Graveyard's Bozo.
Yep, absolutely.
Nice, yeah. And like I said, it's history because when you get him on your show, people only live so long, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to get him and to interview him it's a historical moment set in time. We were the last during COVID, we did virtual conventions and we did panels, through Zoom where fans can join in and watch our online virtual panels. And we had Felix Silla from Buck Rogers. Not too long after that, he passed away. And it's like, that's history being made. That's something that is etched in time forever. And, it's on YouTube. And, sometimes I miss him because my dad is the greatest, but if I had a second dad, it would be Felix, And Felix was an amazing personality. He was big personality in a small body. And he embraced his size. And in fact, when I first met him, I looked at what he was dressed in and I said, where do you buy your clothes? I mean, because he's such a small guy. And he goes, oh, it's great. I always go to the kids section.
God, I would have loved to interview him if we would have had that chance. But
he was an amazing guy. And in fact, he's the only actor where Marina and I flew out to Vegas, got an Uber from the airport, went to his funeral, got back on the plane, and went back home all in one day. That's how important he was to us. And I don't want to bring it down, but he was a great person. So when people think of these interviews, or if they want to see someone at the show, you better go see him because it may be the last time. Joey, I mean, he'll laugh. He's an old guy. He knows that, right? And this will definitely be the last time he's at Powerhouse because we only have actors one time. Mm-hmm. But you have to think of, if he lives to be 100, that would be wonderful. But you have to see these people. You have to get their autographs. You have to make memories for yourself and for your family with these actors. So if you have a 10-year-old kid who has a photo and autograph from David or Tracy or Joey, and he's 10 years old, 40 years from now he'll be 50. He'll go, my dad took me to this show and I got this autograph, got this guy. And it's just built. The memories will last a lifetime. I already know that when I'm long and gone, probably in 25 years, there'll be people out there saying, oh, Powerhouse was my first convention or what have you. Long before I'm gone, there'll be people will still have the memories, Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with podcasting. You're creating interviews and memories for people that they'll remember. So
right. Joey is great just because he would always just kind of pop out of the blue with stories, and it was just like they were always really good, like really funny stories. And I was just like, this is great. We were telling a story about how we were talking to the audience because I think we were getting ready for I'm forgetting his name. He was in Batman. He was in the
Michael
Batman.
Keaton.
No, Batman the animated series. It was
West. Adam
No.
West.
No, the story was about Adam West, but we were getting ready for the actor that was in the Batman the animated series. I'm trying to remember his name right now.
James says Adam West.
It wasn't Adam West. It was one of the guys we interviewed on Sunday.
I'm not a big Batman guy. Well, I like Batman. He's probably my second favorite DC character next to Green Lantern. But I never watched the animated series, so I wouldn't know.
Robert Costanzo.
Robert Costanzo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Robert Costanzo, we're getting ready for him. He was a couple minutes late, so we're just like, okay, well, let's stretch some time. And we started asking people, well, like, who's your favorite Batman, right? And a couple of different people, they raised their hands and answered different questions, but one guy goes, Adam West, right? And we were like, whoa, dude. And he was a young guy, so we were like, really? Adam West was your favorite Batman? And out of nowhere, Joey just opens up the curtain and goes, I have an Adam West story. We're like, dude,
I was on stage with you guys.
That's right.
When you were doing that.
And I was like, what? Yes, come and tell your Adam West story. Like, and he was like, oh, well, I don't want to impose. I'm like, no, I want to hear all of your stories.
Right. I see James Navarro sitting there in comments there. And I don't know. He sent me a friend request today, but that's kind of dangerous, dude. I don't know if you want to be on my friends list. You don't want to know the true Dave. I don't know if you want to know that.
You don't want to know. You don't want this. You don't want this. No. So, funny enough, I put it out there on the tweets, but I invited Mark Hamill on the show. And it's mostly because Rob Paulson, when we did the interview with him at LA Comic-Con, if you listen to the interview, because we have that online, he goes, because I told him my bucket list interviews, and I mentioned Mark Hamill, and he goes, Mark will do it. You just have to ask him. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay.
James, you're forgetting a-hole Dave.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a sore subject with me. See, you're starting already.
That's what James does. We invite him to all the shows. He sometimes comes.
Yeah. I'm a big East Bay fan. So I grew up with the Oakland Raiders. I grew up with the Oakland Athletics. So them going to Vegas for me is kind of blasphemy. But.
Did they make that official? Is it actually happening?
I think so. When I lived in San Jose, I worked hard to try to get them into San Jose. The Giants were being a-holes about it. Hey, if I say it's wrong for them to move to Vegas, it makes me look like a complete hypocrite because I moved CampbellCon to Reno, and changed the name. So that makes me look like a hypocrite. So I guess I cannot complain about the A's moving to Vegas.
Yeah, because I know it's been a rumor for a while, but it's kind of like, I haven't heard anything official that they're officially going to Vegas.
Right. Well, I mean, the Coliseum is a toilet bowl. I'll give you that. That's the truth. But, they do need a new stadium. But, the Oakland Athletics, their territory was San Jose all the way up in the 80s and 90s. And the Giants were not getting a stadium deal. And the Giants had asked the A's at the time, hey, can you give us the San Jose territory, so we can stay in the Bay and we can build a stadium in San Jose. The Oakland Athletics gave it to them for free, right? Said, okay, we're both Bay Area teams. We'll give it to you. Giants said, cool. Well, the Giants, and before that, the Giants were threatening to move to St. Petersburg, Florida, right? So the Giants say, okay, now we can build in San Jose since the A's gave us their territory. Well, San Francisco says, oh, no, we better cut a deal because we don't want the Giants in San Jose. So that's how they ended up getting Pac Bell Stadium in San Francisco.
Right.
So when the A's asked the Giants, hey, can you give us back our territory? We want to build a stadium in San Jose so we can get out of Oakland. The Giants said, screw you. We're keeping your territory. We're keeping it. You're never getting it back. And that's my problem with the San Francisco Giants.
I actually set up the security system in the former mayor who worked out all those deals' house.
Oh, okay. The San Francisco mayor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who the mayor is at that time, but yeah. It's crazy.
So James says, you guys are getting big, that you have 2 buildings this year, right?
Yeah, 2 buildings this year. We did state at ColossusGirlEntertainment.com, where we put some news out on occasion, that we were getting the big A building. And what happened was a bigger, I don't know what it is. It's old ladies knitting convention or something. for like 2 days on a Sunday and Monday, which obviously who does a show on a Monday? So it's obviously, definitely not the con world. So the venue says, well, you can't do your show in A anymore because we have the old lady knitting convention coming and they're for 2 days and you're for 1 day. So we're putting you back in B. And we said, well, that's not cool. And they said, well, we can do what we want. And I said, well, at least we'll take C as well. And that's what we did. So, and we've done that before. But venues, look, if you want to start a convention, I know there are a lot of people out there who think it's a piece of cake. It's the furthest from a piece of cake. It's very difficult. And one of the hardest things to deal with that any promoter will tell you is the venue. Sometimes they tell you stuff that the day before the show, and you have to change your game plan because they tell you to. Like, for example, they told me this morning, if you want to hear this, that we are not allowed to bring in bottled water.
What?
Really?
Because we have to buy it from them for $5 for a 16-ouncer. Right. So I found a loophole, and they have a water machine that fills up water there, right?
Right.
So we just tell everybody, bring your water bottles, bring your, bring your flasks or whatever you bring, like, the popular stuff now that people use at colleges that I have that I don't remember the name of, but, a nice water bottle is always good. You get free water all day. But it's difficult. It is difficult. And any promoter will tell you that.
I'm just going over your guest list. I see lots of names that we've interviewed here, like Lord Bloodroth. Dude's awesome. Do you have any, like, golden list people you want to be able to have at a con? Like, do you have this wish list?
Well, I have a guy who's been on my wish list for a long time, and I signed him for a deal for 2024.
Ooh.
But I am not allowed at this time to say who it is. But his appearance will change the face of everything.
Can you at least hint which con?
Off mic.
I can't even talk about it because I have to wait till October.
Okay.
To announce it, but it is so huge. We may be getting people coming from other countries. That's all I can say.
Ooh, more people from other countries.
Right? and we worked very hard on this one. I'll tell you who it's not. It's not Brad Pitt, okay? But
Okay.
That's all I cared about.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I got a thing for Brad Pitt, me and Jennifer Aniston. So, but yeah, no, we are, slowly getting, conventions, we've been doing this for 10 years and you have to do it in baby steps.
Mhm.
We, a little bit at a time, you have to upgrade a little bit at a time. Now, Phil, he's been with us for a while, and we start out 1-day shows, right?
Yes.
Well, this year we had a 2-day show in Boise, Idaho, and then we're doing a 2-day show in Medford, and they used to be 1-day shows. The thing is, you had to hit certain marks to get to a point to make sense to have a 2-day show.
Right.
We have had people go to like WonderCon.
Mhm.
And they go, we're going to do exactly like WonderCon. Okay. So they put all this money in to be like WonderCon. They do a 3-day show, 4-day show.
And
get all these, right? And then by the end of the show, they're in the red by 40 grand and they never do another show. Yeah. And that's why you see a lot of that where it's a 1-year show and then it doesn't come back the next year because they threw all their cards in at one time. And to be successful, I'm giving some advice here. You have to just take little steps at a time. You're not going to get Scarlett Johansson on the first year. I mean, unless you have a lot of investors.
I was going to say, unless you're investing a lot of money into that.
Right. And, Wizard World, for example, before I was a promoter for conventions, I was a guest at conventions. And I would see the people they would bring in, like the actor Chris Hemsworth, right? He would come in, land in Sacramento, get off the plane, a limo to the show, do all his autographs, all his photos within a 3-hour period, 4-hour period, maybe sometimes 2 hours, and then he's gone back on the plane and back home. And it's amazing. So like Wizard World, when you have that kind of money, you can get those kind of guests. But to get to that point, the first year, it's not going to happen. You have to slowly build up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And look what happened to Wizard World. They ended up gone anyway. And I was a stockholder in Wizard World. Luckily, I got out when it was at the height, and I made money off of Wizard World. But it went down to zero. It was bad because money doesn't solve problems. You can't throw money at a problem and think it's going to be solved. You have to solve it in other ways.
Right. Wizard World was another show we did with Hardly Heroes, and I remember because they allowed us to do a live podcast. Yeah,
Wizard World at the time was great. They put people in, gave them a lot of opportunities, so which is amazing. They were very open-minded, and they weren't afraid to embrace the community, but you have to have some kind of budget, some economic sense, so having Chris Evans is great. I would love to have Chris Evans.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have Chris Evans, unless you have 600 grand, he's not coming.
Right. We like I said, at LA Comic-Con, working with Project Wish Upon a Star, we got a chance to meet the actor that played Shazam.
Oh, I know who you mean.
Zachary Levi.
Levi. And Zachary Levi was otherworldly with how awesome he was, because his manager was trying to keep him signing autographs, and he was like, no, let me go do this, and walks away. And they yelled at us because we were documenting for Project Wish, and the manager was like, "You're not paying for that, so stop recording." She was really on it, right? So he was just he calmed her down and then jumped on the ground to talk with the patient and just was just relating with the patient, and I was just like, that's awesome.
Right. And Powerhouse did have Shazam 3 years ago.
Yes, I remember.
But it was the original Shazam.
Nice.
Yeah. And we did have Space Ghost. It wasn't the original Space Ghost. It was Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Right. And but I mean, he is my Space Ghost. And
Right.
oh my God, the way that the interaction went with him was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
He hijacked the entire interview and just took the mic and was just started talking.
Right.
It was great.
Right. Oh, James wanted to mention Barry Evans, stunt actor for a lot of tokusatsu, Japanese. If people don't know what that is, the tokusatsu just means action films. Godzilla is considered action film. Ultraman, Kamen Riders, all my favorite stuff.
That's all your
Yeah, that's what I love to watch. In fact, I watched 3 hours of Ultraman yesterday. I binge Ultraman. During COVID, I was binging like 6 hours of Ultraman, and people go, "How can you watch that?" They're speaking Japanese, and then 10 minutes of fighting, and I said, "I love it. I love when you get two guys in foam suits beating each other's ass. I love that."
Oh yeah,
can't beat it.
I was gonna say, I think Grave loves that kind of stuff too.
Oh, of course I do. Come on.
So I would love to hear his stories, and obviously I can't be able to be there to watch all the panels all the time, but it'd be nice to hear some of his stories and maybe get him on your show and so I can hear it, because I can't hear a lot of the panels because I'm, how it is.
And that's why we post them on Comic Conversation.
You do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have a separate show called A Comic Conversation, and it's the interviews
that you do at the shows.
At the shows, it's usually a couple weeks. To at this point, they're almost they're at least 6 months out after the interviews. But the idea is like, hey, if you missed the interview you wanted to see at a Comic-Con, here's your chance to get it, but it's way after, so it's not so close to the show that hey, you didn't pay for it, it's on you. But
holy crap, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch all this. I got a lot. I'm gonna be binging Distance Nerding.
Yeah, audio only. And those ones are on comicconradio.com.
Okay, I'll have to look for it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But if there's people who want actors, we always try to get them. If it's a reasonable actor. So yeah, I'm not going to go after. I don't know who's the hottest actor right now.
Bruce Campbell. Oh.
Gary
of course,
Graveyard.
Graveyard worships Bruce Campbell, so we'll just throw that.
Bruce. That was the funny thing about CampbellCon back in the day. People kept saying, "Is this named after?" And I said, "No, it's not. It's not." But we always wanted to get him for a show. Mm-hmm. And he lives in Jackson, Oregon, which is a cowboy town, which is not too far from our conventions. And every year I send an email to his agent and say, hey, look, I will literally give him a guarantee of $40,000 if he comes out for just 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. And
they always say no, because he doesn't want to do shows in an area where he lives. He's smart. He's smart. He doesn't want to shit where he eats. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so he's smart to do that. But I've always wanted to get him for a show. I met him one time.
I was going to say, if you can ever get Bruce Campbell on the show, we have to know ahead of time, because we have to get Graveyard out for that at that point.
Yeah.
Graveyard worships Bruce Campbell, so we need.
I just did trivia with him like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So. He's a great guy, isn't he?
Yeah. He's fantastic.
Yeah. So
I
can probably get him for Boise.
Ooh, I can make it to Idaho, according to Cam. So
yeah.
James wants Kirk Cameron.
Kirk Cameron?
What?
Yeah.
Who's into Kirk Cameron?
Apparently James.
Who?
Apparently.
You're Kirk Cameron? I like Tracy Gold. I'm sorry. A little eye candy. Kirk Cameron's never been eye candy, but of course you're talking to the wrong guy.
See, Graveyard, I'll get a picture of Bruce Campbell holding a potato just to send to you.
Yes!
Oh. That's cruel.
It needs to happen. Oh, God, no. You have to get a picture of Bruce Campbell sinking his teeth into a potato.
Yes.
Well, what you have to...
And sensually.
Well, what you have to do is dress up a potato like Bruce Campbell and have them take a photo together.
Graveyard also notoriously hates potatoes. So
I do.
Really?
yes.
Oh, I love them, man. Oh, I bake potato. You put some chives, some sour cream, some cheddar on there. Oh man, it tastes so good.
I would kind of go nuts if you managed to get Ashley Johnson, because she's
From Growing Pains, yeah.
right. She's from Growing Pains, but then she was Ellie in The Last of Us, and it's like, oh my god,
Okay.
that would be sick.
Yeah, you had to educate me like on some of the new stuff, because I had an agent 2 days ago and said, "Hey, the writer strike is on. I can get you some great actors for almost nothing at this point because they're not doing anything because they're not acting."
True.
And I said, "Well, who can you get me?" And he says, Bobby Millie Brown. So the Bobby, and all I heard was Bobby Brown. I said,
Millie
well,
Bobby
I'm
Brown.
really not into Bobby Brown music at all. But
Millie,
and he goes, no. He goes, Bobby Millie Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, Bobby Brown, whatever,
Brown
from
Stranger Things.
I said, I don't even know what Stranger Things are. I run a convention. I don't even know what Stranger Things are because I don't watch new TV shows. All my stuff I watch is
Cam just died inside right now.
80s, maybe
As did I.
80s. But like, you know where I'm going on Friday night to the theater? They're having My Fair Lady on the big screen with Rex Harrison. So I mean, I'm into
that
old
sounds about right.
film, right? So and then he goes, "Did you see Godzilla?" I said, "Yeah, I watched the new Godzilla."
Oh, yeah,
He goes,
she's
the little girl in that movie. I said, "Oh, I didn't know her name was Bobby Brown," and and so I was confusing the singer and the actor, and
yeah. If you can talk to that agent again and get Millie Bobby Brown, we would appreciate that.
You know why I turned him down though? Because I already have guests for Silver Age, and I'm someone who's loyal to people. And Red Brown is a friend of mine, and I would not want to take out Red Brown for another Brown. So, yeah, she'll have her time. I probably won't be alive when she gets to the point where she's so old that she's only charging $40 an autograph and hitting every show. Like a lot of the older actors do.
The thing is that
it happens eventually.
That though, like if you got Millie Bobby Brown, that's a huge draw.
I would be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that is a massive draw. She is a giant up and coming star right now.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, I've seen her in Godzilla, and so yeah, now I know who she is, and yeah, I probably would. Promoters always say that if you get a certain actor, if that actor appears at your show, you become an instant millionaire as a promoter. Like, for example, Harrison Ford is one of those actors. If you get Harrison Ford at one of your conventions, Harrison Ford being at your show will make you an instant millionaire. And that's just fact.
Right.
The problem is Harrison Ford won't leave his house for no less than $3 million. So you have to have the money to, I guess, make money, as they say.
Right.
But no, I love Ford. I got when I was a kid, I still part my hair in the middle and try to make it look like Han Solo. I've been doing that since 1977. So yeah, great actor.
Nice.
Am I boring you guys yet?
No, absolutely not. Never.
No.
I'm giving a lot of inside baseball, and so. But yeah, Millie Bobby is that her name? How you say
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Okay, I'll have to watch Stranger Things. I have Netflix, but I'm sitting there watching Peripheral with the chick from Kick-Ass, and the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, boy, she's gotten much older, because I remember her from Kick-Ass. You know what I mean? And I haven't seen her in anything since Kick-Ass, and but that was a pretty decent show.
She was in Equalizer.
Equalizer, the one with Edward. What's his actor's name? The 80s, from the 80s.
No, with Denzel Washington.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen those either. You're probably thinking, wow, he's a promoter and he doesn't watch new stuff, but You know, the secret is
we had this
franchises.
conversation on Tuesday.
We did, but you know, I watch Mandalorian. I watch, you know, if it's something that's franchise, or you know, I'll watch. Like I have all the Mandalorians on DVD. I have all the Bad Batch on DVD. You know, all that stuff. So, you know, it just all depends on what you're into. Anything Star Wars, I'll watch because I grew up with it. So.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something like someone says Stranger Things, it's like, well, I don't know what it is, and I'm just too busy to learn new tricks. So if something comes out says Star Wars, I'll watch it. If you put on a movie called Star Wars, The Turds Return, and it's just a piece of crap on a toilet, I'll watch it because it's Star Wars. You know, I know it sounds bad, but you know, that's just, you know.
I believe that was called episode 9.
Episode 9, the return of the old dude that shouldn't have been in the movie in the first place.
Well, what I'm going to say about that is, you know, when I was 13, I skipped school to see the first showing of Return of the Jedi. And I watched it. It was amazing. I thought it was an amazing film. And I'm sitting at the bus stop. This is in San Jose, California. And, you know, it was back in the 80s. You know, they had stoners back then. You know, high schools and schools had cliques, you know.
I was going to say, stoners still exist.
Yeah. Even
out there now.
Yeah. Even in 7th grade, they had smoking zones. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there, and these two stoners stick their heads out of their Camaro and with their hands up, and they're yelling at people, "Luke did it! Luke did it!" You know, and it's like, that's how pumped up people were to see Luke Skywalker defeat the Emperor and save his dad's soul, I guess, and just save the galaxy and the universe and all of that shenanigans.
Graveyard, should I show him?
Right. And then you make episode 9 and 10 or whatever it is. And then you delete everything Luke did. You know, you make everything Luke did inconsequential. Am I right on that? Or
oh, absolutely.
You know, yeah. And then at the end, she can't be a Skywalker. She's a Palpatine. I'm sorry. I'm always going to stick to that. Oh, nice.
I mean, like, part of that is also, though, you know, they changed so much, and a part of that was also just kind of Iger just had his hands in the cookie jar, and that version of Star Wars is known on the back end as the Iger cut, because it was the cut that Bob Iger thought was going to be the one that made the most money.
And by the way, that lightsaber, where did you get the lightsaber built?
So this saber right here is a movie accurate, perfect replica of Luke's saber he used to face Vader. He used 2 of them because one of them had a copper neck, which is called the Hero. This is called the V2, and it was in more shots in Return of the Jedi than any other saber that Mark Hamill used. And this was the one that was used during the final fight sequence.
Oh, nice.
And I got this from a company called Solo's Hold. They did the machining, and then the install and all the detail you see here was done by my buddy Chris. He's got a company called Jakku Junk Trader. So yeah, it's this thing is sick, and it's all 100% movie accurate.
You know who you should also show that to is we have an artist, Tubi Dranovong.
Yeah.
And he actually makes lightsabers, and he has a lightsaber making company along with also doing artwork. You might want to show him that. He's going to
probably knows about it, because in the saber community, I mean, that's a big thing. I actually make sound files that go in these things. I'm a sound font maker, so yeah, this is loaded with all the stuff that I've made, and this is I'm going to be buried with this thing. Return of the Jedi, out of all the Star Wars films, is my absolute favorite, and this weapon is, out of all of them, to my very favorite one.
Well, what I want for my funeral, that you mentioned funerals, since I'm a big Doctor Who fan, while I'm laying in the open casket, I'm gonna hire some 20-something-year-old guy dressed in the last clothes I wore before I died, running into the funeral with a Sonic, saying, "Oh, I'm glad I regenerated," or whatever, and then run out.
Oh my gosh,
Beautiful.
that's amazing.
Just to mess with the people who are there. My kids will probably say, "Oh my gosh, was my dad regenerated? What's going on?"
Oh God! No, in all reality, what's going to happen is who allowed him to do that?
Right. Right. That's too funny. Yeah. But no, that's really nice. And I know Marina, she's wanting to get a Yoda lightsaber because she's graduating next year from Boise State Masters, and Masters is a Jedi Master, so it's kind of funny, on May 4th, and she wants to carry a lightsaber with her during graduation.
Yes.
So, but she wants a Yoda one, and for me, I'm more of an Obi-Wan fan. So
okay,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Han Solo, Obi-Wan, those two guys are my favorite.
Oh, you mean the guy who carries this saber? Yeah.
But there's nothing more sexier than a bikini clad Princess Leia next to a big Jabba Hutt.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that.
Of course.
Forrest pulls out his Princess Leia costume.
Well,
I know you weren't expecting this.
Well, if I can hire a young girl, 20-something, and we can do a photo shoot, I can get her in a bikini-clad Princess Leia outfit, and I can dress up as Jabba the Hutt, would be perfect. So,
shoot!
I'm slamming myself for that.
Chunga.
Because sometimes I feel like Jabba the Hutt. So
all right, guys. So we've had a whole bunch of fun going on here. Hey, before we jump into these brackets, can you give all of us more plugs for the show? So Powerhouse, where can people get tickets? Where can people kind of find out more if they want to find out more about Powerhouse Comic-Con?
Well, Powerhouse Comic-Con, if you're new to the Bay Area, because everyone in the Bay Area should already know where it is, but Powerhouse Comic-Con, May 20th, 2023, just coming up here in a few days at Alameda County Fairgrounds in Pleasanton, California. It'll be 10 to 5 p.m. It's a one-day show, so it still leaves you Sunday to do what you need to do, and leave Saturday completely for fun at Powerhouse Comic-Con. I suggest get your tickets at powerhousecomiccon.com, which will take you to the Eventbrite link, and get your tickets there for I think they're $10 or $12, and you're saving yourself quite a bit of money, because they're like $22 at the door. And then so definitely, and then if you get your ticket online, you have an opportunity to get a lot of exclusive swag. And I have to tell you, we're the only ones who give out amazing swag. And for cosplayers, we're the only convention giving a $500 cosplay cash for the winner and an amazing trophy. So, there are a lot of shows, but only Powerhouse gives $500 and a trophy, and great exclusives that you won't find anywhere else. So if you have one convention to go all year, and you live in the Bay Area, Powerhouse is definitely the one. And I guarantee you're going to have a good time. And if you don't have a good time, I don't know, I'll run around naked. for you.
You're gonna like the way you look. We guarantee it.
Right. I guarantee you'll look away. So it's it's an amazing show, and the thing is, it only happens once a year, and you're only going to see these special guests one time. They're never going to come back. So join our family, become part of the Powerhouse family, have just one amazing time, and like the guy from Men's Warehouse, I guarantee it. So, it really for $12, 10, $12, it's a great deal. You go to a movie, it's more than that. And you're talking a whole day of fun, amazing vendors, exhibitors, video games, playing card games, amazing panels by Distance Nerding. I mean, come on. How often will you be able to get David Faustino to sit on your lap and do a puppet routine? So it'll be amazing. So come out and have a great time. It's a tradition in the Bay Area now, going on 7 years, and it's just a blast. It's just a lot of fun. And get your tickets definitely online. Get them before the show. Save yourself some money, and then you can use that money and buy yourself a. What do I got here? Get one of these Bud Bundy Funko Pop and have David Faustino sign it.
Nice.
Or lots of the thing. Let me tell you something about Funkos. Okay, you get yourself a Funko and get an autograph. Let's say maybe it's $100 or whatever the cost is. Already with that autograph, if you're an investor, that Funko Pop's $250, $300 easy.
Yeah.
So if you're a Funko Pop collector, you're going to want Faustino to sign all those Funko Pops. I mean, he doesn't do a lot of shows. He doesn't get out much, and he'll tell you that. So now's the time. What did they say? Speak now, forever hold your peace. This is the time to do it.
Absolutely.
If you need signatures, now is the time.
Aren't the Forever Passes going up here soon?
What's that?
The Forever Passes, the price?
Oh, and that's the thing as well. We have Forever Passes. I think they're $69.99 right now, and they're going to be going up by like $20, $25. So a Forever Pass, you buy one of those, you get to go to all 6 of her shows for the rest of your life. And you get, green room access and behind the scenes stuff nobody else gets. So, definitely come out. And there's a lot of events we do outside of the convention that is free for Forever Pass holders. So, and I have to tell you, we're going to have a huge guest next year that I guarantee when we announce it, you'll literally be crapping your pants. You'll definitely want to have one of those Forever Passes so you get into the show for free and meet this individual.
Yeah, I mean, I know once you announce it, me and James are gonna shit ourselves pretty hard. So,
yeah, it's I'm amazed. I am amazed. I'll just tell you. I'll give you one hint. You know what? I can never hold too much stuff.
You can't.
I'll just tell you. It's one of my favorite franchises. So,
okay. So, from which movie is it?
When I accept James's friend request later on, and he realizes my favorite franchises, maybe he'll guess it.
There we go.
See, I have a few in mind, but I'm not going to say.
It's clearly Stranger Things.
Hey, Cam. Unlike your ex-girlfriend, the announcement will blow you away.
Oh my!
That was kind of painful.
Gonna need a sensu for that one.
It was a low blow. I'm sorry.
Oh man! All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get into some bracket here. Dave, are you gonna stick around for the bracket, or are you planning on taking off?
Let's see. What time is it? Because see, I have tacos tonight.
Hey,
I have tacos
brackets or tacos. That's a tough.
We
choice.
are not offended if you want to go eat some tacos, man.
What's the bracket?
We're gonna start doing DC movies, best DC movie.
You know what? I'm more of a Marvel guy. I think I'm okay.
Tacos it is.
Tacos it is.
There you go.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. You know, Cam missed a perfect opportunity last Tuesday when we had our Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 night. We all
What a
watched the
spectacular movie
in the theater, and you know, I'm a big animal rights person, huge on that, and Cam's all, I heard, you know, you're gonna cry. You watch, and you know, he had the opportunity to see me cry, but he didn't sit next to me. So
I was up there crying when I all those scenes.
I'm 6'4", 260 pounds, and I'm sitting there crying. I go, I got to get more popcorn. I can't watch this anymore.
I saw you get up.
Yeah,
I did see you get up, though.
You missed the opportunity to see me cry. Well, it's because I was crying with you.
Yeah, 3 times. And I'll tell you, Rocket is my favorite Guardian. So it hit me extra hard. And movies don't usually hit me that hard. But, I mean, when I was 6, I cried when Godzilla and Baby Godzilla was stuck in the snow. Remember that one? So, I mean, I will cry depending on, you know, the subject matter. But, I mean, I'm a teddy bear, even though some people think, you know, I'm vicious, but I'm not.
Hey, look. Here's the deal. You and I are probably around the same age. So nothing generates more PTSD than watching Artax die.
Right.
That is the worst thing ever.
If you don't cry when Artax dies, are you really even human?
Yeah.
I believe in innocence. You know what I mean? In protecting innocence. So, you know, seeing, even though they're CGI animals, you know, it hits me hard. And I told Marina, who's the CEO of Colossus Girl Entertainment, that I'm not sure I'd be able to watch that film again. I think that's kind of a one and done thing. Yeah. Even though the Guardian films are my favorite superhero movies, that was a little hard. In fact, I didn't even realize that the animals that were stuck in the cage with Rocket actually died until he started going up to heaven. Because I walked out to get more popcorn, I guess, when they did die. So I missed that part. But, you know, it is what it is. The message here is to all your viewers, give to Greenpeace, give to animal rights groups, and, you know, McLaughlin commercials that make you cry. Those are all great organizations, and I highly recommend donating and supporting animal groups.
All right, ending it on a great message right there.
And I won't do brackets, so because
no worries, sir.
But I've done enough brackets in the past where you understand.
Yep. No, we get it. And that's why we give you the option, man. We're giving you the bow out because, I mean, tacos.
Well, when you know what, I'm eating those tacos and loading up that Louisiana sauce on those tacos, I'll be thinking about your brackets.
Oh, please be. All right, sir. Well, you have a great rest of your evening.
And we'll see you guys on the 20th.
Absolutely. We cannot wait. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun.
All right, my friends. Thank you very much for all that you do, every single one of you.
Thank you.
Have a great night, sir.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
Night.
You too.
See you, Dave.
Whew, we've got bracket coming. Let's show you guys the progress here. So underneath the shoe, it's funny. There's like a Lego brick that's like stuck in the middle right there. But then on the heel, it's got like the actual Adidas logo and everything on there with the warning on the shoe.
Oh, nice.
And then I think that's where the tongue's going to go. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm building right now is the tongue, like the laces and everything.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at so far.
All right, you ready for the slightly start earlier of the summer of DC?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Summer of DC. Let's do this.
Yes, because we're waiting for more people to give us their top 8 for the Marvel animated shows. I figured get to DC movies. We know we most have seen these, and we have Cam here tonight too. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Frey's still in the chat, she might want to strangle some of us. So
maybe
because she did mention she wanted to do this one. So
this is the first of 4 for DC, so we got plenty.
All right.
Speaking of DC, I've got a future event with Gem State coming up that's Batman themed.
Oh,
I mean, we all know about it. They announced it at Gem State, so I mean,
oh, did they?
Yes.
Did he?
Wow.
Yeah. Or I thought he did.
No, they've only made the announcement on Facebook that there's something happening at the penitentiary later this year.
Okay. Yeah. I could have swore he announced that, but let's treat it like he didn't.
Yeah.
All right. So first off, Superman from 1978.
Okay, so OG Superman
versus Suicide Squad, not the Suicide Squad, just Suicide Squad.
We're talking the one that was beat to the ground due to director changes.
Yes. Which one do you think was a better movie?
Superman.
OG Superman.
OG Superman for sure.
Mr. Forrest.
OG Superman.
I mean, yeah, I think OG Superman definitely has that one. No, Say Wong said, "Oh God," and I don't know if it's because it's DC or what.
What?
So I don't know. I may not have seen all these DC because you guys know I am not a DC guy. Movie wise, though, I've seen most of them. But I mean, yeah. Oh, Say Wong says original Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the clean sweep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's gonna be pretty easy. Now, if it was the other Suicide Squad, I think it would have been the much harder contention.
Yeah.
But don't worry, that's on this list. Okay, so I think that's a clean sweep. I don't know about this next one. Swamp Thing versus Shazam.
Oh God, that is actually kind of hard because the first Shazam movie, I haven't seen the second one yet, but I mean, like the first Shazam movie was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Swamp Thing is a classic.
It is a classic.
That movie was actually done really well.
Yes,
for a horror movie from the 80s. Well, I mean, you love horror movies to begin with, but I mean,
oh yeah, you know my vote.
Yeah,
yeah, we all know graveyards.
Pretty sure you're going Swamp Thing all the way.
Oh, absolutely. Say Wong says Shazam. Tater says Swamp Thing. Yes, get some Swamp Thing love up in here. What about you, Cam?
I want to go Swamp Thing.
Oh wow, I think I'm going Shazam.
Uh-oh. Mr. Forrest?
Shazam.
That makes it a tie.
Oh man, we need a tiebreaker.
We need a tiebreaker. We said Sewongar came in, Tater came in. We have someone else watching and listening. Guys,
James, where are you?
James, well,
The Rock sucks. The Rock sucks. The Rock. Clip that, please.
Phil, you just need to make that a sound bite now. Just for Thursdays.
Yeah. No, not just for Thursday. I need a sound bite too for Kyber Cave so I can play it as well.
True.
This is how you summon James.
Right.
We need an extra vote. Summon James.
Yes.
And then you reveal a golden button and press it, and it says, "The Rock sucks. The Rock sucks. The Rock, the rock sucks. The Rock sucks. The Rock sucks. Sucks.
Exactly. If we don't have someone else in chat, we're gonna need tiebreakers. Forwards, you got someone around you can shout out?
Lucas.
Like, I have a wife I can shout out, but she's probably never seen either of them. So
He's in his VR headset. Sorry.
Oh,
take off your VR headset.
just poke him with
text him.
something. Poke him while he's playing VR. He won't know what's hitting him.
Yeah,
Take the drill.
With the
He's like-
saber.
I mean, if we need to hold off on that one, we need Frey in here. I'm gonna hit her up.
Seriously, where
Yes,
is
right.
the crazy Frazee?
Yeah,
message for Frey.
yeah.
She probably hopped off because family time.
Yeah, that's fair. But
So
this is DC.
I
So.
will respect her family time. At the same time, yes, it is DC. This is one that she said that she wanted to participate in. I don't think she knew that we were going to be doing this tonight. So
She's gonna be hella pissed.
We're not gonna get through that many, so don't worry. I don't think we'll be voting off her favorite from the island. I can guarantee that one.
Wonder Woman 84.
I don't think that's her. I think
No, Graveyard. We won't be making her make the hard decisions like we did for Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, we're
Oh.
Graveyard. You are amazing. Hold it. Wait for it. She says. She's thinking about it.
Oh.
Shazam.
Oh, Shazam.
Shazam.
Oh, Taylor says his dad said Swamp Thing.
And now we're back to a tie.
We're back to her tie.
Frey, your husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
Graveyard, by the way, I'm just going to let you know right now, the reason I didn't see your message before is because my phone's on Do Not Disturb, so it doesn't send me any messages.
It's even on Do Not Disturb for me. You can
Do
put
not
special people
disturb.
into your pass-through, you know that, right?
What's funny is I did know that, but I forgot it. So I'm going to have to make sure I do that.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on. I'll get her husband reaction. We'll move on to the really hard one here. Raise your hand if you think Steel should beat out Batman Begins. Go.
If Steel should beat Batman Begins,
Do you know Steel?
we're talking about the movie with Shaq
Yes, we are.
as the fake Superman.
Technically DC.
That was a DC title.
It was a
Uh-huh.
DC title because Steel
Oh
was
my,
actually a
Anakin.
character. Steel was a member of Justice League.
Yes, he was.
All right, Shazam wins it.
Shazam.
Yep.
All right.
But where we're at now.
Okay, so Batman next.
We need to know: does anybody think that Steel was a better movie than Batman Begins?
Good lord.
I think Say Wong said so. He said the Shaq movie, so I'm going with Say Wong saying Shaq.
He's like, it's better because Shaq's in it.
Exactly.
Professor O'Neill is in that movie.
Exactly.
Fun fact: that's not a joke. He is a professor.
So after this next decision, I'm gonna have to jump because I got to prep the gaming stream. It's actually a really, really major one tonight.
Yes. No worries.
Do you guys know what he is a professor of?
Shaq?
Yes. You'll never guess it if you don't already know.
You know, my inner teenager wants to say D's nuts, but I'm not gonna say.
He's nuts.
Oh, Frey's back. Frey's back. You know, Frey, if you're back, join the chat for us. If Forrest is dropping off, do you have 20 minutes? You can join us for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frey, come on. If you're able to.
If you're able to. We don't, no pressure.
We
I
don't
feel
wanna
so
pull you from-
bad because like I've actually had to back off of a couple shows, and the shows I've backed off of, Frey Girl's on, and I'm so scared she's taking it personally. It's like, no, seriously, Jen, I missed the hell out of you.
And how
Like,
many shows am I on?
I wish she would be on here, and I wish she would be on Kyber Cave After Dark. Like seriously.
And how many shows do I have with James? 0.
Well,
that's because The Rock sucks. That's why.
James is intentionally avoiding everybody.
That's fair. Freight Girl says engineering. For Shaq.
He does have a degree in engineering, but it's not in engineering though.
Oh.
Winnie Cooper has a degree in engineering.
Yeah, this one cracked me up because when he announced that this is what he taught, I was like, "There's no fucking way."
How to make free throws.
He just free throws.
He can't do those.
I know. Free throws.
I was there in the 90s. I watched those games. They were terrible.
Yeah.
Well, they always, the joke is
he was in Florida.
Those who can't do teach. So,
and those who can't teach gym.
There you go.
So you guys give up? You guys want to know what
is it?
Yeah, what is it?
Economics.
Really?
Yes. He is a professor of economics.
Huh.
Nice. Huh. Interesting.
It's very interesting.
See that.
It's very interesting to see. Yeah, he actually has a whole story about that he tells about when he first made his first like million or whatever it was. He went out and spent it on like the stupidest shit. They just he just went and bought like a whole bunch of like dumb, pointless shit.
And he got his card blocked.
Well, he said his agent at the time told him, "You need to curb your spending. You need to figure yourself out because at this rate you're going to be broke." And he took that seriously, and he immediately went into he invested in going to school. So he was taking college courses while he was on the road.
That's very, very smart.
Yeah,
everyone knows Jack made money in college.
But yeah, he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna allow myself to be broke and stupid."
Oh, so he didn't want to Scottie Pippen himself.
Yeah, I think that's probably why.
All right, this is gonna be another hard one.
Last one for me.
The classic Halle Berry Catwoman versus Aquaman.
Oh, this is the hardest one ever. Oh man. Halle Berry, because that was the best movie ever made.
She did play basketball in it.
Yes, that's right. She did play basketball in that movie. Like I said, that was the greatest movie ever made.
Mm-hmm. That's why. I mean, they couldn't top it. That's why they never made another one after it.
Exactly. Now, fucking Aquaman. Come on, man.
Is anyone voting Catwoman? I mean, let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Jason Momoa set the standard for Aquaman. I mean, the running joke was
Jason Momoa set the standard for Lobo. Sorry.
Yes.
You know what? He is very much a Lobo character, which again, he's supposedly already been cast as Lobo in this new DC iteration. But Jason Momoa brought a lot of relevance back to Aquaman.
He's always sucked, and that's always the running joke.
That Aquaman's always sucked?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Aquaman's always been. Yeah, his character.
Summon my fish friends.
What was it in Family Guy? He goes, what are you gonna do? You're gonna talk to fish? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna talk to fish? Why do you have to pick on me all the time? Because you talk to fish. It's all you do.
All right. I know that's a hard one for you, Forrest. You want to stick around for one more?
One more.
All right. The Batman versus Man of Steel.
Ooh,
the Batman.
Yes,
the Batman.
We're
So that's
the
Twilight
one.
Batman.
Yes,
Twilight.
You know what? Twilight Batman was badass. Okay, there were certain parts of it that annoyed me because the one thing that annoyed me was him stomping around everywhere. Because Batman wouldn't stomp around the way that they made him stomp around in that movie, but that character, like the characterization that he did of Bruce Wayne, I thought was spot on.
I'm gonna vote Man of Steel, but marginally, because I actually enjoyed both movies very much.
Yes. And this is a tough one for me because I am actually a big fan of Man of Steel. I actually had this conversation with somebody the other day about, people's big arguments is Cal wouldn't kill anybody, and it's like, well, you know what? The whole point of that whole sequence is that Zod pushed Kal-El to his limits, and the whole thing was, you either kill me or I will not stop. I will ensure that I kill everyone you love, that I destroy everything that you hold dear. And a lot of people were saying, well, he could have just sent him to the Phantom Realm. And it's like, true, he could have. Thing is that at that point, Cal didn't know what the fuck the Phantom Realm was.
He could have also tossed a piece of plastic from his symbol around him too, but
All right, what's the score on that one?
What did you say for us?
I went with Man of Steel, but marginally.
Marginally?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate that I have to fast right now. I really want coffee.
I haven't voted yet, but I really want to know the tallies.
I know.
So we have Taylor and his dad say Man of Steel. Taylor says Batman. So we have. You said okay. So it's 4 for Man of Steel. I'm voting the Batman. Frey's voting Batman. So it's 3-4. Man of Steel is winning right now.
Of course, Frey would vote against Superman because she doesn't like the big blue Boy Scout.
I'm going Man of Steel.
So that ties it up.
Yeah. No, it was 3 for the Batman and 4 for Man of Steel.
Okay, I thought it was the other way around. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah. The Batman, was he really more of a detective? He really didn't figure anything out till the very end.
There was more detective work in it, and there were more I like the idea of kind of you seeing other characters, but them not being major characters. I think there is more that could have been done to make him even more Batman-y.
Yes.
Especially, I get it. It's supposed to be year 2, but Bruce had a shit ton of gadgets in year 1. So,
yeah.
Somebody pissed Jen off.
Oh, what'd she say?
She's WTFing you.
To me?
No, freaking Phil, because Phil's like, oh well, Friggerl hates the big blue Boy Scout.
Oh, Frey. All right. You heading off.
I wanted to murder you, Phil.
She's gonna take that Adidas shoe and just shove it right.
Turn it sideways.
Shine it up all nice and pretty.
Sideways. Stick it straight up your candy ass.
All right. I got to roll, peeps.
I'll see you on the other channel a little bit.
Yes.
Let him know which one wins.
See you over at the sister channel.
Yes. Oh, we will not get through this tonight.
Not at all.
Well,
all right, Distance Starting fam. I love you guys. I will see you very soon.
See ya.
Absolutely.
Peace.
All right.
So I think which one do I like better is the question, right? Like it's like, I'm probably gonna go with Man of Steel, and it's only because I'm thinking of which movie would I rather rewatch right now. And if I had a choice right now, if it was just those 2 movies, I would probably pick Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, Man of Steel is going to become obviously relevant for a movie that's not on this, and this is kind of why I wanted to do this before that movie came out, because it's going to be so fresh, and we're already at 32 movies, so I want to get the DC movie part done beforehand, because the other shows are kind of still going, but not. So Man of Steel beats the Batman, so that's interesting. I honestly thought it was going to be the Batman, hands down.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised at how many people picked Man of Steel as well.
Yeah. Now this next one is gonna be a hard choice. The Return of Swamp Thing versus Birds of Prey.
The which Swamp Thing?
The Return of Swamp Thing.
Oh, for you, that's going to be a hard one. versus Birds of Prey. I actually enjoyed Birds of Prey. I thought that was
Yeah.
actually a decent movie, man.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting. So that's your vote then?
I'm gonna go Birds of Prey because I mean, again, Return of Swamp Thing was good, but it was like it was Camp City, which I know that's your department.
Heather Locklear too. Come on.
I'm going Birds of Prey as well.
Yeah, I thought, again, this was a conversation we were having the other night. Me and Frey were having the other night, where we were talking about like Birds of Prey actually was a decent movie. Like it was actually really well done for what it was.
But do you feel they got the characters right? Honestly.
One of the things I complained about was that she didn't have the canary call the way that it should have been. We didn't really see much of the martial arts that we should have saw with Black Canary. The take on Black Mask was a little extravagant, but kind of it still worked for me. Victor Zsasz was probably a little bit weird, but I mean, not in like the normal weird Victor Zsasz way. Like,
yeah,
Victor Zsasz already is a weird character, but it's like like he was even weirder, if that's possible.
Okay.
I just because it's like if you're gonna make Victor Zsasz a gay character, then fully commit and don't do this like whole is he isn't he situation that they kind of did with Victor Zsasz in that movie.
Yeah, I just want to get you guys know because I don't know much about the Birds of Prey, honestly, because I don't read that many DC comics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going over what a lot of people were complaining about. That it did seem like the characters were right.
Yeah, I like the way they did Huntress. Yeah, I mean, and it also depends on what version of Huntress it is, right? Because if it's, it was Maria, so I mean, like that version of Huntress is fine. Versus, if they did Bruce Wayne's daughter, which they weren't going to do.
Oh yeah,
because, a version of Huntress is Bruce Wayne's daughter.
Okay. Interesting.
Which has been retconned in the comics like 1,000 times. So
of course it has.
Yeah,
of course it has. So I think Birds of Prey has this. Just because it's just Say Wong and I for Swamp Thing.
Say Wong's like, you all betrayed me. I mean, wall.
Yeah. Helena Kyle, was that his daughter, or is that Huntress?
That's Huntress.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, and Frey says it wasn't close to comics as they could have been. So
yeah, did we say Selena Kyle? Oh, Helena. Yeah.
Helena Kyle was the better Huntress than
right, because that's Bruce and Catwoman's daughter.
Right.
Okay. I thought maybe I knew that. I don't remember. We'll see. All right. Up next we have the Justice League, and I went with the Snyder Cut.
Okay.
Versus Superman 4.
Oh, Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut, yeah.
Snyder Cut. I know
Snyder Cut.
You're probably going with Superman 4 because it is the worst, shittiest, campy movie. I know that's your jam, dude, but I mean,
I do like bad movies. I mean, that is very, very true. Not necessarily always bad comic book movies. Like, was it the Quest for Justice or Search for Justice, whatever it was?
It's like, hey, I love Richard Pryor to death.
Yes.
That was not a good use of Richard Pryor.
Hey, I'm gonna steal a half a penny from every paycheck. Oh, look, boop, boop, boop. Computer genius, my first day. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, no,
that was awful.
That movie was not. It was not done in a way that I enjoyed.
Yeah, I think Snyder Cut is hands down winning this one.
Yeah. Snyder. If we're going with the Snyder Cut, that was the first time that I watched a 4-hour movie and was just like, huh, that was 4 hours,
right?
Yes.
You know, like that movie for you know, one of the biggest complaints that people had was that it was too slow because of like all of the slow motion shit that he did in that movie.
Mhm.
Oh, it's Snyder though. That's what he does.
Right,
Yeah.
which is like Snyder does a lot of slow motion stuff. But I mean, like,
Yes.
the story was great. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Like there was no flaw in the execution of that story.
Right.
You know, and it just made me more upset that that we got the Justice League in the first place.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Joss Whedon ruined that franchise. After watching that movie, you realize Joss Whedon just ruined that shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But he even changed the colors of everything, which is weird.
He tried to make it brighter, and it's like, why
Yeah.
why are you trying to make this particular movie bright? It should be dark.
Mhm.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah, that general consensus. Yeah, it needed to be. All right. So Snyder Cut moves on. No question there. Now we're going for 1989 Batman
Ooh.
versus. I'm sorry. Why did you have to say that name again?
BVS?
Yes. Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
So yes, Batman versus Superman versus Batman 89.
89 Batman for sure.
89.
I didn't completely hate BVS, but 89 Batman is a superior movie.
BVS felt longer than Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
I mean, so the director's cut of BVS, which still wasn't what Snyder wanted, but the director's cut of BVS definitely made it a better, like an easier pill to swallow.
Mhm.
But it still was not anywhere near what that movie should have been.
No. And I love, Batman 89. And
For all the wrong that movie has, because there is a lot of wrong that they do with that movie as far as like, what Batman would and wouldn't do.
correct.
But at the same time, I felt like it was still, at the time, it was the only thing that we had because we didn't have a better live action Batman before that.
Yeah.
We had
Your
Adam
tongue
West.
there.
We had Adam West, right? But Adam West was very campy. Adam West was not.
Mhm.
I mean, it was comic book accurate in the sense that they changed the comic book in order to match what Adam West was doing.
Yes. They made it very campy from the comics, hands down.
They made the comics campy because Adam West was campy.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, okay, that's fine and dandy, but in my opinion, as much as I love Adam West and the take that he had on it, it's they brought Batman back to form with this version of Batman, which again follows a specific version of Batman.
Yeah. I do like when was it Kevin Smith was talking about it. He talked to Tim Burton.
Mhm.
Tim Burton's like,
Mhm.
I've never read a Batman comic, and Kevin Smith goes, yeah, it shows. Just because of that movie.
Uh-huh.
But it hands down.
Because he based it on The Dark Knight.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I still can't, even though there was a bomb in Batman Forever, and he didn't get rid of it though. Adam West was able to get rid of a bomb. Even though some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Oh God. I mean, Batman Forever also had bat nipples and a Bat American Express, so we're not gonna.
Yeah.
We're gonna strike those from the record, sir.
Those are coming up, so
At that point, we're striking them from the record.
All right. It's about 4 till. Let's do one more, then do pluggables.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's Frey. You gotta chime in for this one. Wonder Woman versus the Suicide Squad.
Oh God, this one's painful. The Suicide Squad was so perfectly executed. Again, James Gunn just kind of showing his dick, just like, hey,
Mhm.
let's show everybody that I can make a superior movie with the most obscure property or just obscure characters that still work within this property. Like just so good. But Wonder Woman, it's the same argument that I'm making for Suicide Squad. It's like it just perfectly executed.
Mhm.
So this one is it's painful either way. I don't like that this is a first round one. This is something that should have been in the later round.
Yeah.
It was all rando. I typed them all in and hit randomize.
No, I know, and that's why I'm saying like it's painful because it's something that should have been in another round, but we don't have.
It should have been 2 rounds later.
Yeah, this is because those are too good of movies to.
If you want, I'll switch it up. I'll put it somewhere else to get a fair chance. How about we go Supergirl versus Wonder Woman then?
Is it Supergirl?
Yes, Supergirl.
Oh God, I forgot they made that movie.
Oh, I didn't.
I know you did. Yeah, let's do Supergirl versus Wonder Woman, and we'll put the Suicide Squad in another round.
Yes,
because again, those two are too good in order to have in the first round
against each other.
Yeah. Supergirl versus fucking Wonder Woman. So obviously, I'm going Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Frey's still Wonder Woman though, huh? Imagine that.
Yeah,
imagine that.
Frey, why wouldn't you vote for Supergirl?
So weird.
Not the new one that hasn't been made yet. The original Supergirl movie.
Yeah, that was awful. Supergirl. I'm sorry.
The movie that the director came out and said, I regretted making this movie and blamed it on the actress, which was the wrong move.
Yeah.
He completely blamed her for like everything. It was her performance and like, no, you're a shit director, dude. You made it. You put out a shit movie.
Yeah. Absolutely freaking absolutely.
It's a step back in women's empowerment. A movie that was supposed to be a step forward in women's empowerment.
Yeah, it's all right. So we'll leave that one there then.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, Wonder Woman was going to beat Supergirl, obviously.
If it doesn't, then I don't know what to say to you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's perfectly fair. Perfectly fair. All right. Well, that will end it here then for tonight.
All right. Let me get this last piece, set of pieces done here. Just because that way I can leave it on
a fresh page.
On a finished page, right? So then that way next week I start right there. So while I'm kind of knocking these out real quick, you guys wanna start talking some pluggables?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. I'll move you, Cam, to the forefront here.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You're done.
So you can find me at Gym State Comic Con events coming up during the summer and fall. Instagram, I've got both my personal and my cosplay. Personal is _CamSmith_0. Cosplay is Cam Cosplay 0. I've got a bunch of events coming up, so make sure you check out my cosplay page to keep up to date on everything I've got going on.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. I am Graveyard co-host of the Mostly Pilot Night Mostly podcast, and supposedly in 1 week from today, officially on Comic-Con Radio's website, and part of it, and writing movie reviews for horror movies. So let's get this going here. We're putting up the first 3 episodes, and we'll be exclusively for that on Comic-Con Radio. But on top of that, you can find us at Pilot Night on all social media. Make sure to check that out. And we're hopefully starting a new show in June after Salem does some moving around. And we're hopefully going to start interviewing some people in the business at horror cons and stuff like that. So hopefully great plans for this podcast coming up. I'm super excited for all of it. I just need to figure out what to call the podcast and get some artwork done. So yeah, on top of that, you can find me at Kyber Cave Productions 4 days a week and all their four other shows. I do Retro Alcove, and right after this, you can find us at Kyber Cave Gaming, where Fours and Mrs. Fours are doing The Last of Us, finishing it up. I will be there too, and so make sure to check us out after that show.
Oh, is that tonight?
It is.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. That is tonight. So make sure you check that out, ladies and gentlemen. You know who I am. Look, my hair is just ruined here, but of course, you just heard from my boy at
Mostly
Odd.
at night. Mostly.
So that being said, I need an excuse to press the button, right? Also, this music is very Graveyard metal dubstep.
Yes.
But I've got to rewind a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Right here.
Oh yeah, I love me some metal.
Right, you got some hybrid dubstep metal going on right there. We love it. But ladies and gentlemen, you know who we are. Tater, let me just throw it out there real quick. Answering his question real quick before we go on. The Cena or the Smith one was the one that we voted on before it got voted out. And the Cena one is the one that we're switching because we don't feel that against Wonder Woman in the first round is fair at all. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting caught up in the music again. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am. I am your boy, Young Phil. Catch us on all the social medias, all the places that exist, on the Twitter, the Twitch, the Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Discord, MySpace, OnlyFans, Fansly, every other Pornhub. We're there. It's just pictures of Aaron Watson's feet and manners. Pretty soon on the Pornhub, we will have pictures of nothing but Graveyard's beard. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy what we do, head over to your favorite podcast place of choice and give us a 5-star review. Just let us know what you think. Tell us what you like, what you don't like about the show, or at the same time, head over to distancenerding at AOL.com. Right there on the screen. Send us an email, guys. You can see why I say it that way, right? But send us an email. We will read it on the show, guys. Any comments that you make, we will say them on the show. Same thing. If you leave us a 5-star review, we'll read your 5-star review on the show. And that's the best way to spread the good word of distance nerding. Of course, you can buy us a taco. Head over to distancenerding.com. Buy us a taco. It's another great way to support us because that just makes it so we can go and do more shows and buy more prizes and all that kind of fun stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. If you so please, head over to our sister channel to the YouTube channel. Go to at Kyber. Is it Kyber Cave Productions?
Yeah.
At Kyber Cave Productions. Go and watch the Distance Nerd Kyber Cave Ian's Cave Dwellers. Head over and watch them play Last of Us. It's going to be Graveyard. It's going to be Mrs. Fours, Mr. Fours. Anybody else joining you guys tonight?
I don't think so. I think it's just the 3 of us tonight because all 3 of us have done the game. I just did like a section and a half with Fours.
Gotcha. So yeah, guys, head over there, check them out, have some fun. Again, let us know what you guys think of the show, how we can improve, or give us a topic you guys want to talk about. Tell us what you want to talk about, and we will talk about it. When we say whatever it is you want to talk about, we want to talk about it. It's not facetious. It's not a lie. I want to talk about the things you want to talk about. If you want to talk about My Little Pony, let me know. All right.
I think Graveyard's interested.
Graveyard is well. Did you not know that Graveyard is a brony?
I figured as much.
All right. Well, I'm drawing way more time than I need to, and I need to get Grave off the screen here. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the dance party. Let us get this going. I'm already on the wrong page, so
Of course.
Mostly.
just to kill time. And Cam.
Distance nerding.